Hi Queens, Sam here. I hope that you're doing amazing. I want to share with you today some misconceptions that I've heard about wealthy people. And the reason why I want to take the time to share that with you is because I feel like sometimes those people will use those reasons to check themselves out of even trying to build wealth. And I'm not saying I honestly don't think that building wealth is available to everyone. At the end of the day, there are people really struggling out there to even find enough, like make enough money for their necessities, like things that they have to pay no matter what. However, I do believe for that the majority of people, building wealth is available to them if they are willing to do the work, to learn about it, if they are willing to have discipline, commitment, and really stick to the long term um, focus, they can actually build the wealth. And the third misconception that I will share here is really the one that I hear the most, and honestly, it's the one that I feel like is the least real, like the least true, because it just, when you think about it, then you realize that sometimes people don't even know what it means to build wealth. They don't know exactly the meaning of wealth. So let's start with the first misconception. The first one is that people will say that wealthy people have inherited their wealth, meaning that they have gotten the money, their wealth from their family, so parents or like grandparents or like you name it, so like family member. When you look at the list of billionaires and millionaires in most Western countries, you'll quickly see that most of the people there have actually made their money by themselves. They are self made billionaires and millionaires. They have built the wealth by themselves, by making smart decisions, by sticking with their goals, by not letting any failure stop them, and really keeping at it. So I don't think it's fair to be saying that wealthy people have inherited their wealth. No, they have actually really built the wealth by doing the work. And so let's not take the credit away from them and really recognizing that they have accomplished something that is great here. I'm not saying that those people do not have privileges. I do believe that some of them have had privileges, that they were able maybe to access some funding at a very decent pricing, or like they were able to access some circles which are not available to everyone. So that's two different things, definitely. Having access to privileges and being able to build your own wealth is not the same. Definitely one is helping the other, but I don't think that even if you don't have access to privileges that you cannot build wealth. So that's the first misconception. The second that I hear often about wealthy people is that people will say the wealthy essentially don't have debt. So let's put a caveat into that. I'm not going to say that the wealthy don't have debt. However, they're very strategic about what type of debt they usually contract. Most people will have like consumer debt, like credit card and car loan. So essentially using credit to buy things that really is not bringing you anything in return, right? Because if you buy a pair of shoes and you put that money on your credit card, other than really making you look good when you wear those shoes, there is no return on investment that is really practical and is going to be contributing to you building your wealth. The wealthy usually will be very strategic. So usually when they will contract debt, it will usually be like an investment loan, so they can take the money and put it into a business or buy some materials that they need to build something. Or sometimes even when their house is actually free and clear and paid for, they will leverage the equity in the house so then to invest, let's say, in the stock market and make more money. So there are so many different ways that you can actually use that to your advantage, but you need to make your own due diligence, your homework, and really make sure that you're going to be making much more than how much you'll be paying on that particular loan. So saying that the wealthy don't have debt is a bit misleading. We need to qualify the type of debt that we're talking about. The wealthy don't have, most of them don't have consumer debt. I'll tend to agree, because that's not something that essentially contributes to you building wealth, and they're very aware of that. They will try to stay away from that, and but they will be usually using loans to actually help them build their wealth. And then the third misconception that I hear the most is that people say that the wealthy are the ones with high income. And that is so far from the truth. It is so far from the truth. It's actually saying that if you are making, let's say, 6 figures, automatically you are a wealthy person. And that is not true, because at the end of the day, it's not so much how much you're making, but how much are you keeping in your pockets once everything has been paid for. Wealth is about net worth, and your net worth is how much you own minus how much you owe. So essentially, even if you're someone with a high, income, but you're spending you spending a lot of money on different things because you're really subject to lifestyle inflation, at the end of the day, you're not keeping that much in your pocket. And so, if you're not keeping that much in your pocket, that means that you're not investing, you're not saving as much. So, can we say that you're wealthy? I doubt that we can say that, right? Compared to someone who's maybe making a 6 figure salary, who's making maybe a 50 or 60K, but they're really, really diligent with their expenses. They manage to live below their means. They invest in very smart investments. It's like different things that essentially they know will actually bring them growth in the long term. And eventually they will become wealthy. Not so much from the how much money they were making, but how they were able to really save the money and being able to invest for the long term. So saying that the wealthy people are the one with the high income is very misleading. Definitely a high income can help you, but there is much more to do than just having a high income. So that's one that I hear the most, and honestly, it's not true. There is like more than one layer, more than one way to actually say this. And wealth is definitely, it has nothing to do with your income. The income plays into it, but it's not the only thing that actually would determine your wealth. And to end, another misconception that I actually hear is that people will say the wealthy value money more than time. And I doubt it. I doubt it, and I'm open for discussion on this one. But I do believe that the wealthy are the ones that actually value more time than money. They do realize that money is infinite. It's, you can have money again and again and again, but time, it's something that is very finite. It's something that is limited, and the wealthy don't hesitate to outsource. They'll tend to get, let's say, a cleaner for their house because they don't want to spend 2 hours cleaning the house. They value more their time than the money is going to cost them to pay someone else who's a specialist at doing it than them doing it. So it's not for them to be like, trying to save $10 or $20 here, but just to look at the big picture and be like, I can pay someone, they're going to do the job, they're going to do it well. And then I'm freeing my time. I'm freeing 2 hours of my time that I can actually dedicate to something else, which eventually is going to be bringing me much more than I'm paying this person to clean my house. So I do believe that the wealthy actually value more time than money. But again, on all of those misconceptions, I'm open for like a very healthy discussion. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about all of those misconceptions about the wealthy people? What are other misconceptions that you have heard? And yeah, let's have a conversation about this. Again, don't forget to like and to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell as I'm actually going to be sharing more about the wealthy mindset and how really to build wealth in the next few weeks. You don't want to miss those videos. And until next time, keep on building wealth.